Hi, this is Chris, and what we're looking at here is our gold decomposed granite and oyster shell bocce court mix. As you can see, the oyster shell looks like fish scale. And that's important because I've had some people in the Midwest and the East Coast, even a fool in Southern California, think that they are saving a lot of money and order some lesser expensive oyster shell. And what did it look like? 3/8 inch gravel. Hey, the correct oyster shell really looks like fish scales. It's been composted down in a marine environment, ground up, and you can see, and its role is to keep all of this really high quality decomposed granite from doing what DG does naturally, compact really well, which is why most decomposed granite materials do not require a stabilizer, because they naturally compact to become very hard. But anyways, so you can see we've got this oyster shell blended in here into the decomposed granite. It makes for maintaining the court really easy because it packs down firm but not rock solid, and then when you need to rake it out, you're able to pull the bocce court rake or the landscape rake through it, then smooth it out and play a game again. That usually needs to be done about once a week to once a month, depending on how much use that court's getting. With the gold DG and oyster shell blend, you don't usually suggest using oyster shell flour because that just turns the whole thing silver gray. There might be a geographical consideration where there isn't any gray decomposed granite and you need to cover your gold DG with it. This is a 1/4 inch minus decomposed granite. It's occasionally due to the processes of blending and transportation or quarry production. There'll be a few pebbles in here and there, but by and large this is like 98%, 99% clean material, having just 1/4 inch minus gold to tan DG in it. It makes a great surface. In the wet climate blend, which I think this was actually made for some customers up in Washington, Idaho the other day, has a higher amount of oyster shell. So there's a fine line between having enough oyster shell that it drains better in a wet climate and too much oyster shell to where the ball winds up rolling really slowly. I've also heard a great deal of requests for bocce courts where they're going to put in 1 inch of oyster shell. And you don't put in 1 inch oyster shell. That ball barely going to move. The oyster shell is blended with rock fines or DG, preferably DG. So this is again our gold oyster shell decomposed granite blend.